The following is a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
Hey, good evening, sports fans, and welcome to Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network. Guy Newcomb, the scoreboard guy, alongside for the next hour or so. Depends on how we feel like it's going. We do have three coaches lined up for tonight. First from Steelville on the girls basketball side, head coach Zach Kennedy at 9:40. At 9:55, Heath Carmichael, the head boys coach at Purdy, will join us. And then at 10:05, Republic Tigers head boys basketball coach Tim Brown will talk about his win tonight over Bolivar. First on the scores, and we'll get to them here, and we'll go through the Misha scores from tonight. We'll start off on the girls' side here in the state of Missouri. First off, it was Bunker defeating Bismarck 52-25. Highland over Bowling Green 52-39. Chilhowie defeats Lamont 26-13. Clopton over Mark Twain 64-24. South Iron gets a win over Corning, Arkansas 57-32. Leeton best Crestridge 63-21. Elsewhere, it was Sheldon over Everton 42-16. Holcomb defeats Seneth Hornersville 48-40. It was Lakeland over Kingsville 60-24. Park Hill South defeats Lee Summit West 68-35. Lamar over Liberal 52-36. Maplewood Richmond Heights defeats Gateway Science Charter 46-26. It was Mid Buchanan over North Platte 48-36. Again, these are girls' scores from tonight across the state of Missouri. We're coming to you live from the Pizza Ranch studio. Pizza Ranch with 7 locations across the state. And they are studio sponsor. They're also host the tip-off clubs, the quarterback clubs, and perhaps soon the leadoff club. Right now, we're in tip-off club mode. We meet every Monday, and we will not begin back up on the men's side until after the holiday season. But Mondays are our men's basketball, and then every other Wednesdays are women's basketball at Springfield, Pizza Ranch location on the mall. Next Tuesday, December 20th, we will be at Pizza Ranch in Branson for a boys and girls tip-off club next Tuesday. Also presented by Central Bank of the Ozarks. Central Bank of the Ozarks with banking centers across the state of Missouri. Central Bank of the Ozarks. Doak Propane for all your propane needs. See the folks at Doak. The Bank of Billings, established 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County. Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks. Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks are Athletes of the Week sponsors, and Country Financial sponsors our Team of the Week. In Liuna, Labor's Local 663, Building Missouri and Building Missouri State. We continue on the girls' side. It was Morrisville over Pleasant Hope 65-50. Lutheran South defeats Southern Boone 53-45. With St. Joe Christian over Worth County 37-34. Stockton defeats Warsaw 56-44. Stover over Windsor 61-23. And Belton defeats Winnetonka 42-24. Switching over to the men's side, scores from tonight. We have Appleton City over Midway 44-43. Lee Summit West defeats Blue Springs 57-44. Bowling Green over Highland 77-48. St. Michael the Archangel 61, Butler 29. Lamont over Chilhowie 70-36. Clarkton defeats North Pemiscot 87-7. Clinton over Harrisonville 57-53. Clopton defeats Mark Twain 60-55. Ruskin over East Kansas City 79-38. Ellington defeats Van Buren 63-56. Grain Valley over Blue Spring South 53-52. Hartville defeats Stratford 37-29. Hillcrest gets the best of Branson 82-61. Logan Rogersville 4 better than West Plains 51-47. Mansfield over Mountain Grove 74-48. Maplewood Richmond Heights 55. Gateway Science Charter 23. Richmond over Nevada 56-38. Cassville over Pierce City 59-55. Platte County defeats Kearney 52-41. Poplar Bluff over St. Louis Christian 63-49. Paris defeats Schuyler County 44-42. St. Joe Christian over Worth County 82-68. STEM Academy defeats Hancock 63-33. Union over Pacific 57-53. Elsewhere, Montgomery County defeats Wellsville Middletown 59-20. Westminster Christian Academy over Lutheran South 46-26. And Purdy defeats Wheaton 74-52. Just checking some other scores across the state coming through at Scoreboard Guy and at Missouri_sports on the Missouri Sports Network. And you are listening to the Missouri Sports Network. MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Elsewhere in boys basketball was Norwood over Kabul 63-35. And we'll check in here. And you can send it to at Scoreboard Guy on Twitter. And you can message us right now while we're live on the show. If you've got any questions or comments, you can send them to me here on Facebook or YouTube or right on Twitter, and they'll pop up right here on my screen. Checking back in here on at Scoreboard Guy on Twitter. We mentioned Kabul falls to Norwood 63-35. Varsity boys basketball at Camdenton. Camdenton defeats Salem 71-60. In overtime, Conway defeats Fordland 72-71 in Summit Conference play. Bayless falls to Afton High School, my father's alma mater. Afton defeats Bayless 66-63. Winnetonka over Belton 86-66. We mentioned Republic defeats Bolivar 56-52. Great contest there in Bolivar. Also final, St. James defeats New Haven on the boys' side 67-32. Right now in the People's Bank Holiday Classic Championship game on the girls' side, St. James at half leads Owensville 25-22. Liberty North, hard-fought battle against Park Hill, but they come up just short, 59-55. Javon Smith with 18. Matthew Barno added 15 off of the bench. Marshfield in varsity boys action. Mansfield defeats Mountain Grove 74-48. Morrisville girls defeat Pleasant Hope 65-50. The Lamar girls, they get a win tonight over Liberal 52-36. And we welcome to the show now Steelville head girls basketball coach Zach Kennedy. Coach Kennedy, thanks for joining us.
Oh, no problem, guys. Thanks for having me.
Guys, you get a win tonight in the Sullivan tournament. Tell us a little bit about that contest tonight.
Oh, man. We started off really, really well. We hit a bunch of shots. I think it was 17-10 after the first quarter. And then second quarter was a defensive dogfight, 26-17 in the second quarter. So a 9-7 second quarter there going into half. So we took a 9-point lead in the half, and Sullivan's playing really well right now. I mean, they took St. James to a single-digit game the other night, and we knew coming in that they were going to play really, really hard. And the matchup zone defense they run and the athletes that they have, they just cause a lot of trouble. And we were able to hit some shots and down the stretch knock down a couple free throws and come out on top.
You get a 20-point output from Pennick. Tell us a little bit about her game tonight.
Toby tonight took advantage of every time they forgot about where she was. And, if there's anybody on the floor that I'm comfortable with taking any shot that somebody lets her have, it's definitely Toby. And, even with, Jordan Flores, Sullivan's coach, shouting out that know where she is. She just found good spots on the floor, and she was able to capitalize and knock down some big shots. I think she had 3 or 4 threes tonight.
Coach, tell us a little bit about you. You're through the weekend. What are your plans here going into next week? I know school's probably getting out on Wednesday or Thursday, but what's in for the Steelville Lady Cardinals?
We actually had our last day of school today, so our break starts. But after this week, we played at 8:30 on Monday and Wednesday night, and we were hoping to have an 8:30 game tonight, but cards didn't fall that way, and we were able to come out and play for a third place win tonight. But I'm giving the girls a couple days off here. We'll come back Monday. We'll do a shoot around early in the day and prepare we play Salem Monday night, and then we have Crocker on Tuesday night.
You come out of tonight's game relatively healthy tonight. I know that's always an issue.
We did, and this time of year, early in the season, where you're starting to try and find a groove and find your roles and things like that, it's important to keep our health. And we found some girls to give everybody a couple spells tonight, and so knock on wood, and we're pretty healthy coming into this weekend.
Outstanding. Well, Coach Kennedy, I think I've talked to you more than I've talked to my parents here in the last few days, but I greatly appreciate you being part of the show tonight, and if we don't talk soon, which apparently we might, but have a happy holidays and a very safe holiday.
All right, guy, you too. We really appreciate you having us on here, the girls and I, the other day, and just getting our names out there a little bit. So thanks for everything you do, and I hope you have a great holiday as well.
You bet. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Coach Zach Kennedy, kind enough to call in and be part of the show here as they get a win in the third place game in the Sullivan tournament. And as I mentioned, the championship game going on now between St. James and Owensville, and St. James with the lead at the half at last report. We're going to step away, take a quick time out here as you're listening to the Missouri Friday Night Live on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Back after these messages.
Believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
Enjoy a fresh start to your meal at Pizza Ranch, where the salad bar is always included with your buffet. Every day you'll find garden fresh greens, colorful veggies, and sides for every appetite. It's the most refreshing way to balance out a meal while leaving plenty of room for your other buffet favorites. Convenient, fast, and fresh. It's the Pizza Ranch Salad Bar. Mmm.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a time like this, in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's a lot better now.
It was like a huge weight lifted.
Welcome back to Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network. Certainly glad that you have tuned in this evening. As always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Just running through the scores as they continue to come in. Girls basketball action. St. Pius, the 10th out of Festus, defeats Salem tonight, 57-52 in the consolation final of the People's Bank Holiday Classic in Sullivan. Russellville, on the girls' side, Russellville girls defeat Bell 64-35. Ella led with 18 points. Aaron S. had 14 as well. And the Marionville boys in an overtime victory over Sparta, 75-71. Ash Grove defeats Fairgrove 58-55 on an Asher Rust and won with 4 seconds remaining in the game tonight. High school boys basketball, Marionville over Sparta 74-70. And in the Stephanie Phillips Classic, Republic Lady Tigers defeat Jeff City 64-43, a very impressive win there for the Lady Tigers and Coach Chris Flood. Stratford falls to Hartville on the boys' side, 37-29. Mentioned Hillcrest. They get a win over Branson. St. James on the boys' side defeats New Haven 67-32. And as we mentioned at the half, St. James girls are leading Owensville 25-22 in the championship game of that tournament. Morrisville over Pleasant Hope on the girls' side, 65-50. Lamar Lady Tigers with a win against Liberal, 52-36. Got done visiting with Zach Kennedy as the Steelville Lady Cardinals defeat Sullivan 45-41 in the third place game of that tournament. Atlanta boys defeat Brashear 72-41. Landon Gilliland led 4 Hornets in double figures with a game-high 19 points. Cole Irwin added 14. Brashear now 3-5 on the season. Boys basketball final, Union defeats Pacific 57-53. Maryville on the boys' side defeats Benton 65-53. Elsewhere, Palmyra goes to 8-0 as they defeat Unity 50-45. Bowling Green on the boys' side defeats Highland 77-48 in boys action. Elsewhere in boys action, Marshfield defeats Willard 54-51. Joplin falls to Lee Summit 60-59. Schuyler County falls to Paris 44-42. So Schuyler County goes down 44-42 to Paris, Missouri. Elsewhere, final from the Stephanie Phillips Classic on the girls' side as Kickapoo defeats Blue Springs South 39-33. Licking, the Wildcats on the boys' side, they go to 7-1 as they defeat Lakeway tonight, 86-52. Mentioned Ash Grove over Fairgrove, 55. On the boys' side, Purdy defeats Wheaton 74-52. We'll be talking with Purdy head basketball coach Heath Carmichael here in about 5 minutes. Cape Central over Farmington. On the boys' side, Cape Central 89, Farmington 57. Boonville defeats Moberly tonight, 46-41, and Boonville improves to 4-3 on the season. Evan Bishop with 23 points tonight in that win for the Pirates. High school boys basketball from Sarcoxie. Miller defeats Sarcoxie 49-38, and it's a final elsewhere as Neosho defeats Seneca 72-53. Seneca had cut the lead to 1 point, but Neosho went on a 20-2 run to put them away. Elsewhere, girls basketball final. Carl Junction defeats Stratford 69-55, and that was a 1-point game late in the third quarter there, but they win. Carl Junction Lady Bulldogs win by 14. Tracking down other finals from across the state, as I mentioned, we are brought to you by Central Bank of the Ozarks. Central Bank of the Ozarks locations across the state of Missouri. FRC boys basketball final score, St. Clair defeats Owensville 60-48. Elsewhere, a final in varsity girls basketball, Kirksville defeats Fulton 44-26. At the half, I haven't seen a final here, but DeSmet and St. Louis University High were tied at 24. We will try and get a final there from that game tonight. And final score, DeSmet defeats SLU 61-59 in conference play. So big win for DeSmet and head coach Kent Williams. We'll mention coming up in action at the Mexplex of the Gary Filbert Classic. First game starts at 10 a.m. Be the varsity girl, be the Paris girls versus Mexico girls. I believe it is Mexico girls at 11:45. Paris boys versus the Mexico boys. North Callaway. Well, I apologize. I shouldn't have even started reading that because that's a little bit confusing. Also want to give a congratulations to Coach Matt Powell at Glendale High School. Gets his 100th career win last night in his contest. The Powells had a big week with Casey Garrison Powell going into the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame and Matt picking up his 100th victory. Doniphan defeats Kennett in girls action 51-40. The Donettes are 6-0. Those are all the final scores that we have up to this point, and we'll continue to check and refresh all of our pages here. Should mention we're down at the cottages at Fairhaven on the lake. One of our football sponsors came down. We're doing the show actually from their office, so don't have quite the setup that I would at the home studio with all of the computer screens. So it's taking me a little bit longer to find the scores. And we will. Lamar boys with the win tonight over Liberal 72-42. That score just coming in. And we'll refresh this here just a little bit. And that is it. And we welcome to the show now Purdy head boys basketball coach Heath Carmichael. Coach Carmichael, thanks for your time today.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Coach, you get a big win tonight. Tell us a little bit about the victory and who are some of the players that played really well for you.
Yeah, we went over to Wheaton tonight, just our varsity guys.
and played really well. We played Wheaton in the championship of the Verona Tip-Off Classic a few weeks ago, and that was more of a chess match. Both scored under 40, but tonight was a little bit different contest in terms of possessions. But we shot it really well. We shared the ball really well. Carter Keeling has been one of our main scorers. But I was just kind of looking at our stat book here, and we went 8 deep tonight, and all 8 of us found in the scorebook. But a lot of guys around 6, 8, 10, 12 points, so really balanced.
Yeah, you get that's 6 wins in a row for you, and 8 of your last 9 going back to a loss to Cassville, 52-41. What are you guys doing really well right now? We're
sharing the ball really well. We're competing. We've had a really busy stretch here. After the Clever Invitational, we got 8 games in 12 days. So we've had a really busy slate to kind of finish this first semester. But we've been sharing the basketball really well. We've been getting down and guarding, taking pride on the defensive end, which a lot has helped us offensively as well, creating some easy buckets for ourselves. But just playing together, that's one of our biggest things is, our team chemistry and going to war each night together. And so we've been doing that really well, and we've kind of, like you said, kind of been rolling here as of late.
Well, then you're right back at it tomorrow in the border war shootout. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we like I said, we've been playing a lot of games and not a ton of days, and we haven't been home in a long time. So quick turnaround again. We'll go down and play a Valley Springs, Arkansas team that is in action tonight actually as well. So kind of seeing how that goes tonight for them. But going down there, go down and see Coach Hunter. I had him when I was at Ozark for a couple of years, but go down and have an opportunity that I feel like we may not get very often in a sense. But a quick turnaround nonetheless, and go compete against a school like Valley Springs who has a lot of success, and just kind of see where we're at.
Well, if that doesn't show you, you're going to get to see next week on Tuesday. You take on
Absolutely.
an undefeated Marionville team, and that game is at home. Tell us a little bit about how you've had to kind of change the preparation with not having a lot of nights off, just not a lot of time to look at film.
Absolutely. We talk a lot about us in terms of controlling what we can control. As long as we do that, in a sense, we feel like we can compete. As long as we control what we can control. Like you said, there's not been a whole lot of prep. Some of it's been, the few days we have off, just get some shots up and almost saving some legs in a sense. But we're kind of winding down here on this stretch we have. But, tomorrow and Tuesday, the 2 opponents we have, and Marionville, like you said, at home, a couple of great tests for us and a couple of great opportunities. But just watching some film and getting some scouts on huddle, and all our guys are, big into watching film and do that on their own time, which is awesome where we're all on the same page whenever we may not get those reps in practice. But again, just kind of saving some legs on our off days, but just doing it together and making sure we're on the same page and focusing on us a lot of the times as well.
We're visiting with Purdy head boys basketball coach Heath Carmichael. Coach Carmichael, just a little bit about your background. How long have you been at Purdy? Where'd you come from? High school, college wise, and what led you to Purdy, Missouri?
Yes, sir. This is my second year here at Purdy. I was an assistant at Clever under Coach Luke Brocious. And before that, I went to Ozark High School, played under Coach Steve Hunter, where, like I said, we'll go and get to see and catch up with him a little bit tomorrow. for a couple years, and that transition with Coach Mark Schweitzer. I had him all through high school. I graduated in 2015, and then after that I went down and played for Coach Steve Shepard down at C of O, and we actually made the trip down there this week. So it was great to catch up with Coach Shepard. But like I said, I was at Clever after I graduated from College of the Ozarks after I got done playing down there. And, when I was at Clever, Coach Brocious allowed me to I was their kind of freshman C team coach, and he kind of gave me the opportunity to kind of run my group like I wanted to and have a lot of freedom. And it just so happened that there was quite a bit of openings after that 1 year I was at Clever, and I applied at a handful of places, a lot of smaller schools, just to see if I could give myself an opportunity. And I knew I wanted to kind of run my own program in a sense, and Purdy gave me an opportunity to be their head coach and take over their boys, and I thought it was just an opportunity that I couldn't pass up, to kind of have my own program and kind of lead these young men.
Yeah, Coach Luke Brocious, one of my favorite people. Actually, as a high school administrator in a past life, I actually hired him to his first head coaching job, and he did a tremendous job for us, and just a tremendous family and a tremendous guy. But you learn from one of the good guys in the game, that's for sure, and played for
Yes, sir.
a lot of the good guys in the game.
Yes, sir. I had great opportunities. That's kind of led me to where I am.
You bet. Well, hey, Coach Carmichael, I greatly appreciate you joining us here on the Missouri Sports Network on the Friday Night Live, and good luck here tomorrow down in Harrison, Arkansas, and we will talk to you soon. And if we don't, have a merry and very safe holiday season.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for having me, and you as well. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays.
You bet. Thanks, Coach.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
You bet.
Thanks so much.
Coach Keith Carmichael there, kind enough to join us on Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network. Glad that all of you have tuned in wherever you're listening from. But if you're in your vehicle, please take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. We mentioned Conway defeats Fordland. Brixton Ballou with a buzzer beater, 3-pointer to send it to OT, and then Brady Rogers with a buzzer beater 3 for the win for Conway. So a big night for the Conway Bears in overtime as they defeat Fordland 72-71. Sounds like a lot of fun there. East Newton, they defeat Aurora 70-65 on the boys' side. JV fell, though, in that contest as well. Also, Doniphan on the boys' side, they win the Clarkton Christmas tournament. They're 6-1 overall as they win tonight 45-43 over Clarkton. Mentioned Sparta falling to Marionville 74-71. You're listening to the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com. Elsewhere in boys action, it was Forsyth over Spokane 60-44. We'll refresh the pages here and we'll go through our our girls' scores one more time here. As Bunker, now and we welcome to the show now Republic Tigers head basketball coach Tim Brown. Coach Brown, thanks for your time this evening.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Coach, just a tremendous win tonight in a hostile environment up in Bolivar. Tell us a little bit about the contest tonight against a very good Bolivar team.
Yeah, we have a lot of respect for Bolivar, have a lot of respect for Coach Wake and that program. And just it's been a big-time matchup for both programs. for a long time now, and kind of fun to rekindle an old COC rivalry. But it was one that didn't disappoint. It was a great environment. Bolivar fans always show out for Friday night games, and we our baseball coach brought our baseball team, and we had a good group too. And it just made for a great high school environment, great memories for these kids. And we took the lead pretty early in the game, led by about 6 or 8 early on in the game, and they kind of chipped away at it as we knew they would do. And I think it was tied or a 2-point game at halftime, and then the whole third and most of the fourth quarter, both teams just kind of went back and forth. No one really got much separation, more than a 2 or 3 point lead. And then after us leading most of the game, we went down 4 with about 1:30 to go, which is not an ideal situation when you go down 4 on the road. And our kids really responded, and just super proud of them. Down 4 with about 1.5 minutes to go, and we find a way to walk out of there with a win by 4. It just says a lot about our group and the growth that we've had in the last year.
Coach, tell us about that last 90 seconds down 4. What did you do? What sets did you run, and how did you come away with basically an 8-point swing as you win by 4?
Yeah, so some of it gets a little fuzzy as there was a lot going on. We tried to talk about it on the bus. We're gonna have to watch and see. We can remember our offensive possessions, but don't really remember what happened for us defensively to be in that position. But we had a kid, Jordan Douglas, who first off, it was a 4-point game. We called timeout. Brindley Hagewood, who's a really good sophomore for us. He's leading us in scoring. Close to him and Alante Askew are close to sharing the scoring leaders for us. We have really good balance this year. Brindley struggled throughout most of the game, and he came up big in the fourth quarter when we needed him, and we sat him for a long stretch just to try to get him right. And he came off the bench after sitting there for a while, hit a pull-up jump shot for us to make it a 2-point game, and they go down, and Kyle scores a basket to make it 4 again. And then we have a junior who we had just subbed in the game who can really shoot the basketball, Jordan Douglas. We ran a set for him. He makes a big-time 3 to make it a 1-point game, and that's really what gave us the life to make some plays down the stretch. Got a stop defensively, and then Brindley Hagewood hit another 3 in the corner to put us up. And then things happened defensively, and Alante Askew was able to knock the ball loose from Kyle Pope down the stretch and got a run-out layup. And it's kind of what gave us the separation that we needed to kind of dictate there at the end. And then we had a junior guard, Aslan Ebish, who stepped up to the foul line there late to make sure that we had that separation that we needed to make his free throws. And just really proud of our guys. We played 8 players. We said going in, we felt like our 8 was the 8 to be able to get it done, and we needed everyone to do their job. And we had everybody step up. Alante Askew, our senior guard, he just dominated the game. He's our point guard, and we felt like he's a guy who's one of the best point guards in the area and one of the best point guards in the state. Feel like he has a roster around him this year for him to really do the things that we see and expect from him and make plays. And he had 24 points tonight, just made so many plays. Both teams tried to exploit mismatches, and we felt like we had a mismatch with him. And he put us in a position to win and made some big plays late, and our other guys stepped up and made plays. And that's what we're excited about. We feel like we have more depth offensively than we've had in a while. We felt like all 8 players contributed tonight.
Well, Alante Askew, you talk about him. He scored his 1,000th career point earlier this season as well. So congratulations to that young man. And Coach, what do you have now between now and the blue and gold?
Yeah, we're off until the first round of the blue and gold, which is nice. We've had our tournament, and then we went to Fatima and Blair Oaks, two state ranked opponents last week, and then had a quick turnaround after playing a Friday, Saturday on the road and not being in our own beds, and had to get ready for a good Hillcrest team on Tuesday, and then get ready for a big-time game against Bolivar, another state-ranked opponent. So we'll be excited to be able to sit back and try to tweak some things and fix some things and get ready here for this next stretch, because we know the blue and gold's a busy time and you're playing a lot of basketball. So we expect to hopefully get our legs right, get healthy, and finish out the school year and have a week of practice where we feel like we can get things in the direction that we need to, and hopefully put ourselves in a position to be in a good spot come the blue and gold.
Well, you just Bolivar tonight, you go on the road. Bolivar's a 1 seed. in the blue and gold. Are you on the same side of the bracket?
We are. We're the 2 seed in that division.
So could see a rematch. Just would be on the floor of Great Southern Bank Arena.
Possibly. I think both teams have good opponents in both brackets, and we know we're going to have our work cut out. We're just worried about beating our JV in practice on Monday, and then hopefully taking care of business our first round against Stockton, our first opponent. And feel like if we do the things that we're supposed to and continue to get better, that we think we'd be in a good position to have a fun season. You
bet. Well, Coach Brown, as always, I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time. Congratulations on the big win, and we'll talk to you down the road, and good luck in the blue and gold.
Thank you. Thank you for everything you do for high school sports. We appreciate it.
Hey, you bet. Thank you, Coach. Couldn't do it without you.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Coach Tim Brown, kind enough to be part of the show tonight. A big win. You go to Bolivar, and Bolivar's a very well-coached team, and most teams around here. Obviously, Republic is as well, and heading into that blue and gold. And I don't have a blue and gold bracket in front of me, but I thought they were the 2 seed on that side. And this year could be a very competitive blue and gold tournament. Hey, you're listening to and watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. We'll come back and we'll run through the scores one more time, and then we'll get out of your way here on this Friday Night Live on the Missouri Sports Network. Back after this.
The qualities in a truck that are most important are reliability, just really great function.
Having a truck is pretty much a necessity to getting to most of these locations. Oftentimes it's narrow, steep, loose, rough, rocky roads.
Having a truck is essential to every part of what we do, from picking up material for the home to delivering the home.
Always carrying something, pulling something.
It's something that we use every single day here.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
Only Pizza Ranch serves buffet your way.
Don't you mean my way, Mr. Voiceover Guy?
Sure, anyone's way, actually. Request your favorite pizza. We'll make it, bake it, and give you the first slice.
I can add peppers to pepperoni, Stampede on stuffed crust, maybe Texan taco on thin. No tomatoes on my half. How can I convince Mom to let us eat here every night?
It's buffet your way at Pizza Ranch. Say it with me, kid.
Not only is Country Financial our insurance, but they treated us like family.
Relationships are the single most important piece of the puzzle. We always ask this question: what is the right thing to do?
Welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network here, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Going through the scores here one more time. Here on the girls' side, it was Bunker over Bismarck, 52-25. Highland defeats Bowling Green, 52-39. Chilhowie over Lamont, 50-13. Clopton defeats Mark Twain, 64-24. South Iron over Corning, Arkansas, 57-32. Leeton defeats Crestridge, 63-21. Sheldon over Everton, 42-16. Central St. Joe over Fort Osage, 46-30. Higbee defeats Norburn, 84-11. Holcomb over Seneth Hornersville, 48-40. Lakeland over Kingsville, 60-24. Park Hill South defeats Lee Summit West, 60-35. It's Wellington Napoleon over Lexington, 34-19. Lamar defeats Liberal, 52-36. Liberty over Rapec, 46-28. Again, these are girl scores from tonight. Brought to you by Burgess and Associates. Burgess and Associates for all your late time life needs. Are you thinking about retirement? Are you thinking about your 401k? Are you thinking about extended care at the end of life? Hey, give the folks at Burgess and Associates a phone call. You can find all that information, their email, their phone number, everything at scoreboardguy.net. And coming soon, we will actually have a commercial played. We have it. We just haven't been able to get it downloaded. Mid Buchanan over North Platte on the girls' side, 48-36. Northeast Cairo defeats Salisbury, 65-35. Northeast Nottoway over DeKalb, 44-18. Marion C. Early defeats Pleasant Hope, 65-50. Lutheran South over Southern Boone, 53-45. St. Joe Christian over Worth County, 37-34. Stockton defeats Warsaw, 56-44. Stover over Windsor, 61-23. Montgomery County over Wellsville Middletown, 54-33. And Belton defeats Winnetonka, 42-24. On the boys' side, from tonight, it was Appleton City over Midway, 44-43. Lee Summit West defeats Blue Springs, 57-44. Bowling Green over Highland, 77-48. St. Michael, the Archangel, 61. Butler, 29. Lamont over Chilhowie, 70-36. Clarkton defeats North Pemiscot, 87-7. Clinton over Harrisonville, 57-53. Clopton defeats Mark Twain, 60-55. Ruskin over East Kansas City, 79-38. Ellington over Van Buren, 63-56. Green Valley defeats Blue Springs South, 53-52. Hartville goes to 7-1 as they defeat Stratford, 37-29. Higbee over Norburn, 74-28. Hillcrest defeats Branson, 82-61. Independence Homeschool defeats Frontier STEM, 70-34. Fulton over Kirksville, 78-68. Knob-Noster defeats Concordia, 74-67. Wellington Napoleon over Lexington, 70-57. Logan Rogersville, 4 better than West Plains, 51-47. Mansfield over Mountain Grove, 74-48. Maplewood Richmond Heights defeats Gateway Science Charter, 55-23. Richmond over Nevada, 56-38. Again, these are boys' scores from tonight, brought to you by Great Southern Bank. Great Southern Bank, with more than 100 locations in 6 states. Great Southern Bank cares as much about your money as you do. Member FDIC. Park Hill over Liberty North, 59-54. Cassville over Pierce City, 59-55. Platte County defeats Kearney, 52-41. Poplar Bluff over St. Louis Christian, 63-49. Puxico over Holcomb, 74-60. Paris defeats Schuyler County, 44-42. St. Joe Christian over Worth County, 82-68. St. Genevieve defeats Jefferson Festus, 68-44. Steam Academy over Hancock, 63-33. Union over Pacific, 57-53. Montgomery County over Wellsville Middletown, 59-20. Westminster Christian Academy, 46-26 over Lutheran South. Purdy defeats Wheaton, 74-52. Checking in at Scoreboard Guy on Twitter, scoreboardguy.net, where all the scores can be found. Just scroll down through the Twitter feed there at the Scoreboard Guy. You can find them as well at MissouriSportsNetwork.com. And East Newton over Aurora, 70-65. Conway defeats Fordland, 72-71 in overtime. In girls basketball, St. Pius X out of Festus defeats Salem 57-52. Elsewhere in women's basketball, Russellville over Bell 64-35. Marionville boys defeat Sparta 75-71 in overtime. Ash Grove over Fairgrove 58-55 on an and one by Asher Russ with 4 seconds remaining in the game. Republic Lady Tigers defeat Jeff City 64-43 in the Stephanie Phillips Classic. Norwood over Kabul 63-35. Camdenton defeats Salem 71-60 in boys action. Afton over Bayless 66-63 in boys basketball. Winnetonka defeats Belton 86-66. And Republic boys defeat Bolivar 56-52. Elsewhere in varsity boys action, St. James over New Haven 67-32. And we'll see if we can find the final score from the Sullivan tournament. Congratulations to Kendall Kostopoulos of St. James. She is the 2022 MVP of the Sullivan Bank tournament. And your all-tournament team is up there. And St. James defeat Owensville 46-44, and they win the People's Bank tournament in Sullivan. Certainly glad that you have tuned in tonight. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here for the holidays. Good.